This example covers the geometry creation for exercise 1. For exercise 1, we begin by creating the first line. So we're going to create a line by endpoints. Let's go into the Create menu from the main menu. We're going to click on Create, Line, using the Endpoints option. And now we're going to enter the coordinates for the first endpoint of the line. Begin by typing on your keyboard and type 0, 0. This specifies that the line should begin at the system origin 0, 0. And hit Enter. And now it's going to ask you to specify the location of the second endpoint. Now you type in 1.5, 0. Enter. And Mastercam places the line on the screen. We will now begin defining the upper portion of our drawing, and we're going to use a function called Create Line Horizontal. So from the Create menu, from the main menu, type Create a Line Horizontal, and now Mastercam is prompting you to specify the first endpoint. Well, in this case, we're just going to sketch out two lines, and we're going to enter their y-coordinate values to place the line. So for the first line, which is at 2.5 inches, I'll sketch the line out by clicking at the first place I want the line to start and the place that I'd like the line to end. And now Mastercam is prompting me in this dialog box down in the lower left-hand corner to enter the y-coordinate of this line. So I'll enter the coordinates 2.5 and hit the Enter button on the keyboard. And now I'll place another line by Sketch Horizontal. I'll sketch the line out and place it. And now I'll enter the value 4.0 on the keyboard and hit Enter. And when I do that, Mastercam places the line on the screen, but our current graphics view will not allow us to see where that line was placed. So if we go up to the toolbar and click on the Fit Screen button and then unzoom it slightly, we'll be able to see a much clearer picture of our drawing. The next step that we're going to use is Create Line Vertical, Sketch, and we're going to enter the X value. So from the main menu, we'll say Create Line Vertical and sketch out a vertical line here and enter the X coordinate as 4.25 on the keyboard and press Enter. And that places the line together. The next line that we're going to create is using the Polar command. So I'll hit back up on my menu and go into the Polar command. You notice that we're still in the Create Line submenu. So I'll click on Polar. And now it's going to prompt me to specify an endpoint. We're going to use the endpoint of the first line that we created. So we're going to click on the endpoint of that line to specify it. Now it's going to prompt us to enter the angle in degrees. It's going to be 60 degrees. Press Enter. And now it's asking us for the line length. And we're going to make a line that's 3 inches long and press Enter. The next step, in order to more clearly see the geometry that we're creating on the screen here, is to start trimming some of these entities together. In order to do this, we could use the Modify Trim command, but we're going to use a different Modify command because we also need to place arcs at the trimming locations. So let's go into the Modify menu from the main menu and click on the Fillet function. The Fillet function will insert a radius at the intersection point of any two entities. So let's click on the radius button here for our fillet and enter a value of 0.75. This will allow us to create a 3/4 inch fillet. And now you want to click on the two lines near the intersection of where you want the fillet to be. You notice that we click on the two lines and it creates this 3/4 inch fillet. Now let's go back up and click on the radius option again and enter a value of 1/2 inch, 0.5, and fillet between these two entities here. Again, we're going back to the fillet menu, clicking on the radius option. Now we'll enter a value of 0.25 and fillet the last 2 lines that are on our screen. Now we can back up and begin to create the last part of this upper portion of the drawing. To complete this drawing, let's start by creating a polar arc. So from the main menu, we'll enter the Create menu, say Create Arc, using the polar option, and we're going to specify the center point. Now Mastercam is prompting us in the lower left-hand corner to enter the center point. So let's enter the value 0, 4, which would be x0, y 4 inches. And that shows us, by placing a temporary marker on the screen, where that location is. It is a 2-inch radius, so let's enter 2 for the radius.